Welcome everyone to this new video. Today we're gonna do a tier list. I'm gonna base this tier list of champions in Quake, of course, based on the last Quake on LAN we had. So I'm talking about the Pro League and the last LAN I attended in August. I'm gonna try to show you the main differences I felt from online to LAN, especially with the champions. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are on the tier list, and yeah, so I'm gonna start from heavy champions actually, because I feel like that's the most interesting thing I will say about what I experienced on LAN compared to online Quake. So I'm gonna start from probably the most hated champion in Quake right now, which is a Scale Bearer. And so basically during QuakeCon I did practice a lot with Kilson, and like we were sparring a lot, and what I felt like against him was like he played Scale, I played Scale, and I think not either of us won a single matchup against any champion on any map. So Scale online is like S to A tier, like depending on the map, of course, is very different, but for my personal experience, I will put Scale probably on C or even D on the LAN servers. It's like it completely loses all the advantages he has online, because probably there is way less delay compared to what we experience when you play on high ping or like medium ping and not low ping. And like so easy to hit, the movement is not as effective, and the bull rush sometimes just doesn't hit. So I played this champion against Racy. When I lost against Racy 3-2 last map, when I had advantage, I had frags lead, and I went for some kills that probably online would have made me won the game, just cause Scale it's more like the bull rushes and so on. But against Racy on my screen, like I'm like so close to hitting him, but it doesn't like hit him. So yeah, Scale not very good on LAN, I would say. Probably like one of the most disappointing champions for me that I tried on at the event, my personal experience. So that Scale for me, I will put him on C. He still like can be dangerous sometimes, but you know, I think there are better champions. Going into kill, I'm not a kill player, but I think it's the same as a Scale kinda thinking likewise. Because kill online sometimes with his nades can just hit everything and you just cannot dodge, but felt like online is a bit more weaker. So yeah, I will put him on C just because of that. Compared to online, sometimes it's just like not missing with the nades, which makes it really hard to counter. So clutch. So clutch, I think clutch is not bad. I think clutch is just really hard to play, which is way different from being not good or good. And I lost to Racy's clutch, and I think clutch can still be like very good. It just need to be played in a certain way. So I will put him actually above Scale and Kill in this tier list, because I feel like clutch still has like that the ability usage can just make so much more difference compared to the other two play characters. You just need to play a bit more safe, which in a LAN environment actually works a lot, because if you saw QuakeCon, everyone was playing way slower than online. So I think clutch could be a really good B pick, in my opinion. Moving on to Sorlag. I played Sorlag against Kilson. He was playing Sorlag and I was playing, I don't remember what the matchup, but I think I had like 70% LG and 90% rail. And even if I tried to miss Sorlag, I couldn't miss. So even against Racy, when I played against him on a walk-in last map, I remember like the first fight we had at Shotgun, I like out-aimed him so hard, like 65% LG against 40%, just because he was playing Sorlag. So yeah, so still good because of the movement, but I will rank her probably the same as Scale and Kill, to be fair. So these are my tanks for me. I think clutch actually is the best out of them, in my personal experience. Moving into mediums, things get a bit more interesting, I would say. Let's go for my favorite medium champion, which is Ranger. Ranger, still very good. Still very good. Personally, I will put Ranger on S tier on online, but online I think he's dropping like to A tier, sometimes even B tier, but I'm gonna go for A tier. So why is that? Ranger is still very good. Mobility is very good, of course. Rocket jumping around, amazing. You know, the main problem with Rangers has always been is hitbox, and also online there is more compensation for the orb usage. So online sometimes you throw the orb, maybe even if it's far away from the opponent, it's still gonna hit for a lot of damage. Online I didn't feel like it. So this is like can be a really really interesting change, because sometimes you're going for these crazy pushes with the orb and it doesn't work, like you don't do enough damage and then you die because of it, while maybe online sometimes you just get away with doing a lot of damage with the orb and like playing a shotgun orb combo, while online I felt like it's a bit more complicated than this. It's still a top tier pick for me, but it's not as good as online for sure. Galena, I haven't really played her that much, so I didn't really play her that much actually. But I did a comeback against Racy on Deep Embrace against Doom with Galena, and she felt pretty okay, so I will put her on B. I mean, it doesn't really change much from online, actually. It's probably one of the most close champions online to LAN comparison, so Galena's still a good pick, but not A or S tier for sure. Let's go Visor. You will be surprised, but Visor on LAN was, I think, S tier pick, because I don't know how to explain it, but everything felt so smooth with him. Like, I think it's maybe because everyone played slower, so that extra information was working very well. I personally didn't have issues against Visor, but playing as a Visor myself against other champions felt really, really, really good. So I will put Visor probably on S tier, because it's just like, since everyone plays lower, getting that extra information is so good. And also it goes like, you know, a little bit faster than other champions with the strafe. So it's like very, very good in my opinion, and worked well for a lot of players at that tournament. Then we have Strog. Strog, I think it's the same as Ranger. It's still very good, but I think online is a bit better. Like, Strog online is S tier. Like, he has everything in his package, but felt like a bit nerfed with the ping. Because, you know, the picker online, it's a bit more sometimes. And, you know, it is like, sometimes it's really hard with the picker, while online it was a bit easier to deal with. And, you know, I think it's the same as Ranger, a bit more nerfed compared to online, sorry. So still like one of the best picks for sure. So Eisen, I really didn't try him that much, so hard to tell for me. But Eisen has always been like, you know, maybe he has a bit more space because it's lower game and you can play a bit more with the turret. But actually I will put him on, I think on D. Just cause it just lacks that thing that other champions have. Like, you can bait with the turret a lot, and some players are really great at doing that. Like, for example, Avec is really good because he has like top-notch combat skills, so he always does a lot of damage, and the turret kind of helps him bait a bit into the fight. But for other players, I don't know if it's that good. For me, it's not that good. So Doom. Doom, I will put him on B actually, because you know, Doom is always like, after the nerf, the hate of the jump has been nerfed. It's like not really being the best champion in my opinion anymore. Like, before it was like S to A tier. Now I think it's like, I mean, it can be really good on certain maps, but on some other maps it's not that good at all. So for sure I think it's a B tier. Maximum A tier depending on the matchup, but in general average it will be like a B tier. So DK for me didn't work. I know that for some other players did work, but for me personally felt so inconsistent with the flame strike, like insanely inconsistent. So, you know, I really cannot put him like above over like Doom or Stroke or Ranger or Visor. It's impossible. I mean, in a best of 7, maybe last few maps it can be okay, but as a first pick, I don't know. Like, it's really hard. Maybe on Deep Embrace sometimes, or sorry, on Insomnia sometimes, or CK for sure, but on other maps, it's a no for me. Online at least. BJ goes to A tier for me. Maybe even S sometimes. BJ was so good. The dual wield was consistent compared to online. You know, online BJ is like you use the dual wield and you do like like you don't hit anything. But online it felt way more consistent, and the passive, especially in a slow game environment, like no one really pushing that much, the 25 HP passive was actually really useful. So I think BJ will go on A for me, from my experience. And that's it for the medium. Now, let's go to the light champions. So QuakeOn was like, before QuakeOn I was reading a lot of comments on Reddit, on Twitch, other streamers. Oh man, tanks are gonna be so good, and all the lights are gonna be so bad, there is no delay online, you know, like they're gonna be nerfed a lot. Mate, tell me, like, let's start from Athena. Athena S, I'm not even going to talk about it. If you want to see Athena online, you just Google my match against Baxter when we played DM6, and you just already figure out what happened there. But she was perma banned. I like 90% of the matches I felt like she was like not possible to pick. So like Athena, same as online, just so insane. I think she has to be nerfed a little bit. Like, I think they have to reduce the hook to 2 hooks instead of 3, because she is just too good, to be fair. Like, at times almost impossible to deal with. So Athena, out of this world. I enjoyed so much to play her. I think in practice at QuakeOn I had like almost 100% win rate, I felt like, with Athena. So just crazy champion, just crazy. Nyx also, Nyx really good. Like if you can press the Ghost Walk button, yeah, she's S tier for sure. Maybe she will drop down if you don't, but yeah, Nyx same as Athena, but I feel like same as the other two lights. So good, deal damage, so good for escaping. Everyone playing slower, you have the get out of jail button for free. She's just so good mobility-wise. She's just universally so good at everything she does. So Nyx for me has to be S tier on online. Online she also is like top notch, but online for me, especially, she felt probably one of the best champions with Athena, like 100%. Anarchy, also very good, very hard to deal with, very hard to hit. I was not expecting Anarchy to be so hard to hit on LAN, but his kit, his mobility, like the way players were playing, like Anarchy was fitting perfectly. I lost a match against Shane on DM6, he was playing Anarchy. He was not even going for items, he was just using injection and camping on Rocket, and impossible to push into, like really hard to play against, and like crazy hitbox, like so hard to deal with. And last champions, Slash. So Slash was also very good, but in my personal experience I felt like she was lacking a bit compared to the other 3 light champions. I don't know why. Maybe other players will think I'm crazy and Slash was like the most OP champions online, but for me personally she was really good, but not as good as the other 3 light champions. So slightly below. I think she's really similar to online, but like for me, like if I will put another tier, I think I will do like this. How do I do it? Other or above. I do this. This will be it for me right now. Like Athena was just out of this world, guys. Unbelievable. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you soon. Guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like and comment what you think about this tier list. If you liked it, if you felt like watching the matches, because I didn't get to watch all the QuakeCon matches because I was warming up and playing. If you felt like maybe other champions I didn't like really talk too much about, but this is my tier list and yeah, I'll see you soon.